maybe these maps just need a little bit more work, and I know Riot's up to the task. They have some amazing map designers, but just haven't quite hit that sweet spot just yet, at least in my opinion.
I definitely think whatever map's going to come out next will be the best map in Valorant because they're learning from their mistakes. I think Ascent, for all intents and purposes, is a really good map. You know, it does have problems, but what map doesn't in any game, right? But we did get started. I'm curious to see how this is going to go. I don't really have any guesses for agent picks for Harvard site, but I'm assuming for Pat's team, we do see pretty much what they ran last time against Judge Judy's. We're going to see, I believe they had an Omen pick. I believe they had their Sage. They had Arena and Sova Brim, I believe. I could be wrong on one or two of those.
I think we saw a Cypher instead of the Sova, but still, I mean, I'm a little bit less warm to Reyna now, but I mean, you know, we will see, as she is pretty much all about the frags, and if you can't secure those, well, your agent doesn't really do a whole lot. But
choose your agent.
Absolutely, she can do some insane amounts of work if she does get going. And it looks like we are just about to head into map 1 of a best of 3 between Harvard University and Pat's Mahomies.
Yeah, we're going to get started right here. Again, we're going to see what our predictions are, especially you watching at home. Hopefully you have your predictions as well, especially if you're fans of either or both teams. You know exactly what they're going to play. It's just a matter to see if we got it right. And Coco, I really hope we got it right, man.
I mean, what's your prediction for which team?
We were pretty close, all things considered.
Yeah. I mean, the Breach, though, I'm excited for that. Breach is my favorite character. He was my first love in Valorant. But then Brimstone kind of stole the cake with being unbelievably powerful, so...
You know, I never know what it is with Breach. He's probably the strongest, if not like equal to one of the strongest agents in Valorant. But I feel like his design of all things kind of holds him back. No one ever wants to play him, but he is such a front-loaded utility character, and it works so well for him. He's on level with Sage, I think, but no one ever really talks about him.
Well, it's just because of the amount of teamwork he requires.
True. You're absolutely... I didn't even think of that. But with that being said, we're seeing a pretty, actually, like, uniform defensive side from Harvard. We're not seeing anyone double up on either side. So we're actually seeing a lot of mid control from short and from garage as well, especially the Omen in the sewers. Ooh, but Foxera already going down from Super Turbo. He's starting off on a very nice aggressive defense, going up through B site. He's going to find his way through the Sage wall, but he's going to have a little bit of troubles on his right side. There's going to be the Sage in the Breach on his right, and he doesn't want to mess with them too much. We're going to rotate around right now. Looks like it's going to be a C push from Pat's team. They want to make sure they can do this as cleanly as possible, not take too many bodies. The split push coming around in garage as well. Going to be extremely helpful, and that's going to be a C site completely taken over. We were talking earlier about how C site can just be taken over in the snap of the fingers, quite literally with Super Turbo's Phoenix, and that's going to be the spike plant going down. It's a 4v4 between the two teams right now. Deluxe looking around for garage, trying to find whatever he can, and XTK going to be looking in garage as well. It's going to be an only singular way of pushing onto the site. There's not a lot you can really do, and that's going to be XTK taking on Panda, and that's going to be a really defensive-sided push, and the defuse is going to go down. Your Cypher's last up alive. Expercorn takes down Deluxe, but Wreck with a 3K finishes it off. Round 1 going to the defenders on Harvard University.
Yeah, I mean, that round, that retake, just what a thing to witness right there. And I mean, one little thing I'd like to point out was at the beginning of that round, we saw Reflection, you know, wall off B and wall off that mid, but he actually stood on top of the wall. You know, that is a very, very risky move to stand on top of the wall because it was so popular in the beta and in the early part of this Valorant life cycle. Everyone is expecting you to stand on top of the wall, so you're going to be taking a rather dangerous fight by choosing to stand on top of the wall, but it does work out there for the Sage.
Yeah, definitely some devious plays going on from both sides. Super Turbo, again, going super fast inside B site, trying to find that initial fleck onto Reflection, but unfortunately, Reflection outgunning them just a little too much with that Spectre. And that's going to be your main fragger off the board. Wreck, though, taking down Panda Tank as well. You lose your two primary fragging agents right away. You're down to your 3 support agents. You're trying to find a way to push on the A site. You have a split push going from sewer and from 2 on A long as well. Jets watching. Fox Arrow looking for those opening picks, but can't find it. Wreck, though, taking down Expicore, and that's your sewer push completely gone. With 2 agents left on the clock, for Pat, you have to figure out what you want to do. You have enough time to rotate onto B or C site, but you're effectively trapped on your way to A. It's going to be really hard to cross, and you can see the gears turning in their head right now, trying to figure out what they want to do next. The Omen spots them down. It's going to be a matter of where they want to rotate now. That Omen shadow, if anything, was kind of a blessing in disguise for a rotate factor. Fox Arrow not really realizing that Sage hasn't moved yet, and there we go. The classic taking down Fox Arrow. That's going to be a really good pick.
Oh, the gun went over the wall.
Oh, and the spray paint comes out. That's going to lead a little bit of an opening for A site, but by now the full team has pretty much rotated around, and that's going to be another pick from Rekt. A 3K again, 2 rounds in a row, and that's going to be even better than the 3K we saw before. A quad kill coming from Rekt.
7-0, nice. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, you just lost the pistol round, and there's really not much left for you to do in that second round. You just gotta hope to maybe take away some of these guns early on. And an interesting thing to note here is that it is a rifle round for the attackers of Pat's Mahomies, but the defense opting to go for this SMG buy. This could work out for them, and they could really carry this economy into the next round, or they could lose this round pretty much for free. And we will have to see how these SMGs work out for the defense of Harvard University.
Yeah, if you're on the attacking side, you know, on paper, you want to play super safe and just play for picks, maybe having to save one more time just to boost your economy. But I have a feeling we might see a little bit more aggressive than usual attack coming out from Pat's team if they just want to run and gun, because they could have the advantage close range with those Spectres. But again, that's all kind of in practice or on paper, it's completely different. But it looks like they're opting for the slow and safe pick. The garage push right now is going to be a little deadly. Omen's watching the top of garage. He's going to use his paranoia, and that's going to be XTK taking down Super Turbo. He's going to look for that double kill, but Cypher wants to play the greedy game, but realizing
probably not. Vandal.
Yeah, recovered the Vandal. Very good point. And that is going to be Rocky still pushing up. Still pushing up, not going to find any success. They're going to rotate around to what seems to be B site, looking to scout out if it's a viable choice. Panda Tank, though, taking down Deluxe. That's going to be one of the few opening picks for Pat's team, and that's a really important kill as well. You lose one of your top fraggers as well. With that being said, though, that's going to be Panda taking Expicore and taking down your Jet and Omen. Reflection, though, coming with the refrag on the Rocky, but they were so far away that, honestly, of all things, it doesn't really make that much of a difference if they went down or not. It's really only going to matter now for the post plant.
I mean, these Spectres not the ideal weapon for a retake like this. You really want those rifles.
Yeah, you'd think right now they'd have an opportunity to pick up those rifles, but Expicorn and Lone Star finishing it off, bringing their first attacking win on the board. Really nice to see. It seems like C-Site has been their ideal spot to plant. They did come close in round 2 by almost planting on A site. Spike didn't quite get there, but C site has been 2 plants and 1 success so far.
Yeah, well, C site probably the easiest site to attack for well, for Haven at least, you know, unless you are gonna go for a very, very fast B. You know, in another level, there's just an insanely fast B take you can do if no one's gonna be holding that. But we do have Sage holding that, so they won't be able to do that take.
And it looks like we're having an aggressive B push this time around. The Sage gonna have a lot of trouble. Reflection needs to back off right now because it's about to be a 1v3 situation. XTK does rotate onto the site. Ooh, excuse me. Looking around for any of those blind kills through the jet smoke. Not gonna find a whole lot, but Reflection getting some shots off on the Super Turbo, leaving them with 11 health. They're gonna go for the heal on the Sage, and that means the team probably needs to back off. That would be a great opportunity for a rotate on the attacking team, and it looks like a rotate is what's going to happen. Tripwires are down, flank potential lost. They have what it takes to rotate A, especially with Rek right now kind of hiding on A long.
Ulti.
He does have ult. You're completely right, Coco.
If he reads this.
This could be devastating.
Absolutely. We'll just have to wait and see.
Playing a little bit slow right now, and unfortunately no ult coming out this round. Super Turbo taking down Rex, Foxera, and Delected XTK, each taking down one respective member of Pets Mahomies at a time. The revive comes out, but is it going to be enough? No, I don't think so. Deluxe takes down Lone Star in a valiant sacrifice to revive Panda Tank, but Panda's the last one alive. The spike is down away on the other side of the A push. It's a 1v3 situation, 13 seconds on the clock. All you can really do is get that ult and just hold on to your ult for the next round.
Yeah, and hold on to that Vandal. I'd imagine just hide in this corner, not wanting to give up the gun. Actually, goes for that fight. That could have been disastrous for them, but yeah, I mean, they got the early pick onto Sage in that round, but then they kind of just had some blunders after that, walking into Cypher's operator, and well, Deluxe putting that gun to work and showing why he is so deadly. And you know, that can't feel good. You get the initial pick, you're in a 4v5 situation, and well, you just get opt to death and you lose that round.
Rek has been playing unbelievably well so far. We're on round number 5, so we're not really too far into this first map between the two teams, but already going, I believe, 7-3, which is pretty fantastic to see. He has died almost every round, but you know, when you're going 7 kills strong so far, almost double than anybody else on any team, that's really impressive to see. Super Turbo looking for that early engagement on the XTK, not going to find a whole lot except for a slow. His run it back dissolves, and that's going to be the Rays backing them up right now, pretty much by themselves with the Stinger. This is not a position you want to be in necessarily, but XTK takes down Panda, take a Lone Star, taking down XTK, refrag City all around. Expocorn takes down Deluxe, and that's going to leave it to be a 2v2. That breach ult comes down, Coco. Your wish has come true. And suddenly Expocorn goes down, and that's going to leave it to a 1v3. I'm sorry, a 1v2. Lone Star.
Will they read this? Lone Star wanting to rotate off.
Lone Star still going for the C push. He has so many options, but instead decides to continue on the C site and gets punished for it accordingly.
Yeah, Rek able to pick up that kill, and now he has two ult points towards, well, his next ultimate. And in that round where they got the early Sage pick, I just also wanted to highlight the fact that they did use Res, and that really didn't pan out for them. They used the Res, and then it was just immediately, you know, rounds over, gotta save that Vandal on the Reyna. So that is a costly ultimate to use in such a less than ideal circumstance. You almost want to save that for another round. It is just a light buy.
That res probably would have been good for the last round we saw, but Foxera immediately getting the headshot onto Rocky. Almost no questions asked, like it was nothing. Super Turbo still going for the aggressive B push. Reflection takes down Expocorn. Rek taking out Panda, XTK taking out Super Turbo. You would think you would learn your lesson, but no, you continue to do almost the same exact push as before. And that's going to be a flawless win coming down from Harvard. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, Coco, I've never really met anyone from Harvard before, but it looks like they are as smart as they say they are.
Absolutely. I mean, that university, it brings a lot of prestige to it, and it looks like their Valorant team isn't about to let that, you know, reputation go to waste here. Doing very, very well for themselves, 5-1. And with picking up that round, I mean, look at the economy. For Harvard, they're just doing so very well. They have 5,800, they have an op, they have all the money in the world. They can afford to lose some of these rounds.
If you are Harvard right now, you are resting so easy. Speaking of which, speaking of easy, Foxera taking out Expocorn. The same exact strats we saw before. Wrecked with a double kill, and Foxera with their second kill as well. That's going to be the Sage showing up as well, but Lone Star gets the refrag on the Foxy. But is it enough? It's a 1v4. You're, again, trapped at A site. You've been in this situation before as the attacker. You have the foresight now to rotate around. B site could be a viable option, but you have to get rid of the Cypher. Instead, you're opting for, I believe, what's probably just going to be a hunting frag. Maybe, and he takes down Rek, but you're at 13. It's not worth pursuing. They know exactly where you are. The revive comes out for Foxera. You know exactly where you killed them because Lone Star, you yourself did that. And it's just not a pretty situation. There's
they rotate off of A, and Sage still has wall. This could get really, really messy if you are Harvard.
A very peculiar situation indeed. Lone Star looking around to see if it's clear, but there's going to be someone in hell. Reflections inside hell right now. You need to be careful, and you decide to go for B site. You have A almost completely clear.
This is either really, really smart, or it's just going to be a, just a one kill and done sort of situation there.
Well, that's the one kill. Let's see if they are done from there. Suddenly, Lone Star getting pinched around. XTK.
No way.
With a double kill, almost the triple kill. That's going to be Lone Star with a quad kill. Not going to be enough to bring it home, but a fantastic show up anyways for round number 7.
I thought Harvard had just lost it all. Lone Star. Wow, making that actually close for his team. A winnable situation there, but just didn't hit the shot. And well, you can't win them all. A very, very valiant effort. And now we're seeing a bit of a force buy here for the attackers. They don't have enough economy to buy up those rifles, but they still want to make something happen. So we see a dual Marshal come out.
I find it very interesting that, ooh, Deluxe getting that initial kill. They're going for the C site attack again. This has been their most successful. Ooh, through the cyber cage. That's going to be Panda taking down Deluxe. Beautiful. I'd like to keep a note that C has been the easiest site for them to take so far, and it's showing 3v3 right now. Reflection. Ooh, with the refrag on Expercorn, taking a Reflection. Lone Star getting that wall off, looking for those angles going upwards. You want to deny the default plant while you're at it, and that is going to be a headshot again. Quick draw McGraw coming out. Fox Arrow goes down. Wreck. Last one alive. You still need to put that spike down, but you have a whole minute to do so.
You don't have to commit.
You don't have to commit. Oh no! You don't have to commit. What a terrible situation to be in. They just shot themselves in the foot, and that's going to be a 3K suddenly coming down from Harvard. It looked so great coming out for Pat, and that can't not be any more demoralizing, Coco. That is the saddest thing I think I've ever seen in Valorant. Not to the dismay of Pat's Mahomies. They played decently well, but just the timing overall on that. Rhett is just patting himself on the shoulder right now, especially with a... Oh boy. Oh, Coco, are you good at math? What's 16 divided by 3? That's like almost 8, right? That's like 7.
What? No, that's 5.3.
5.3 KD right now for Rhett. That might be one of the craziest KDs we've seen so far in promo gaming. And it's not going to change. Deluxe taking down Super Turbo. Again, the first one to die immediately almost every single round. Getting punished kill after kill. And actually, I want to take a real quick look. Has he gotten any kills? He's gotten 3 kills. Okay. He's 3 and 9 right now. So for the majority of those, he's been the opening pick.
Yeah, that last round just really killed me. It killed my soul. This round, though, I mean, for the attackers, it is a rifle buy now, and for the force buy that we saw last round, they got it extremely close. But still, we will see the C-take coming out in Deluxe. Well, he doesn't miss these shots. He has something to prove here. Although the Lear will probably force him off of the angle. Timing shot, not going to connect. Still has one, and... through the
wow. Double cyber cage kill going both ways. We cannot stress that enough, how rare that is. Not only did Expercorn get a kill, but he got traded back on the Panda tank. And wow, not something you see every day. Rocky taking down Foxera, and that's going to be Breck taking down Rocky in the refrag. Expercorn's going to push his way up. I'm sorry, that was not Expercorn, but Cypher. Expercorn's looking around right now. He tries to take down Rek, but Rek still backing off just in the nick of time, and that's going to be a big giant blast coming out. Not going to be enough, but Rek takes down Expercorn anyways, and that's going to be the refrag from the Panda tank, and Reflection there to save the day. That's going to be a two agent situation, saving the day. They're going 8-1 overall.
Yeah, and at the end there, I mean, as soon as that spike was just about to go down, but then it was killed, there was no time to actually plant again, so you almost just want to see the Panda tank try and save that operator. I mean, it's worth an attempt, but gives it away going for the aggressive peek.
Yeah, it seems like that Pat's Mahomies does not like to save any rounds whatsoever. There have been a lot of opportunities so far where they could have easily saved, but we just did not see that.
Yeah, well, it's 8-1. You're starting to panic if you're Pat's Mahomies, I'd say.
This is definitely one of the longest stretches between round wins we have seen so far. Even what seemed really dire. Again, Deluxe taking down Rocky on C, not C long, but through Garage. most likely blind if I had to take a guess. That's going to be Deluxe again with the double kill. A Reflection taking out Super Turbo. But we can't not mention again Super Deluxe with a quad kill, taking down Panda. And that's going to be another quad coming out for Harvard's team. Now, we did see, I believe, Panda Lone Star take down a 4K one round, but not securing a win out of it. But that's going to be 2 separate 4Ks coming out from the defending team.
This is a nice spot.
This is turning into a stomp. If Pat's Mahomies, they only have so many rounds left before it's over. So, I mean, nothing that they've been trying so far has really been working out. They've gotten so many rounds just close, but they just really struggle to close these rounds out.
Yeah, if you're Pat Mahomies right now, you need to go back to your roots and just keep going for C-Long. It's been your best bet that gets to the site so far without trading too many bodies. But unfortunately, even then, sometimes it's only been successful one time. Super Turbo with the run it back, not finding too much info. Going to be pushing up, and that's going to be Rocky again with little intel, going to be pushing up against XTK. XTK does
follow-up.
The follow-up was really good. It's just that there was a little too less intel still, even on top of it. Super Turbo and Rocky working in tandem right now, trying to find that first kill. No one has died yet, but I chew on my own words. Expicorn taking down Reflection. Neural Depth comes out, and that's going to be
doable here for the for Pat's Mahomies. They could get a second one on the board, but that flank through mid. Oh wow! Spoke too soon.
The plant going down for B site for the first time this game so far, and that's going to be Rec being taken down, and Rocky taking down Deluxe. Super Turbo taking down Foxera in a flawless win on the attacking side. That's the second flawless win we've seen so far, and one for each team so far. That might be the beginning of a momentum shift that Pat's team desperately needs, Coco.
I think they must have heard me say that this is turning into a stomp, and they're going, no, this is not turning into a stomp whatsoever. I mean, that was a really, really good B-site take. Reflection, he just wasn't able to get out of the way fast enough, and so they got that initial kill, and then they were just able to roll up onto B-site and XTK. I mean, that TP towards mid, it was a nice idea, but the execution didn't pan out as well. The Panda tank was just expecting that push 110%. And he also expected the push from the Jet, so he will remove him as well. Ooh. Oh, this is nasty.
Panda tank taking down Rect again. It's looking really good for the attackers all of a sudden. 7-round score difference between the two teams. It's going to be a big matter of just winning those gunfights now. Even your positioning is super important, but it looks like A-Site has been effectively taken over in more than one direction. In fact, it's been in all directions. The Omen and the Cypher right now.
Complete control, and it's only 2v5.
Deluxe not able to find too much action. That's going to be XTK following up on the Rocky. But is it going to be enough? It's a 1v3, and you're attacking to retake the bomb site on A site. It's got to be enough. Super Turbo took down XTK.
That's super good. You'd never expect the Phoenix to come out of heaven because he has no way of getting up to heaven, but this man just walked up the stairs a little bit earlier, and then he came down, and well, picked up that kill and secured a 3rd round for Pat's Mahomies. But, I mean, it's a complete momentum reset, so what momentum they did gain at the end of last half, they're going to have to regain it and some in order to make this map competitive.
Yeah, this map is desperately needing to become balanced back out. 9-3. I mean, what can you really say at this point, right? You really need to bring it back. You need to give it your all. Again, it seems like Pat is a lot better right now of playing the aggression and just winning those gunfights and re-fragging a lot of different defenders. It's just a matter of capitalizing on that and realizing where those defenders are dying and using that to plant down the spike.
And at the end of last half, we were starting to see Pat's Mahomies really just have their number. They started to get Harvard's digits, and they only got about 3, but that's a third the way to getting a full phone number, and so they're just gonna try and get some more.
Deluxe looking for that opening kill through the Omen shadows. That's going to be Rocky taken down. You lost your race. Oh, man, but Panda Tank not too far behind. Taking down, wow, Deluxe. And that's going to be the double kill. Super Turbo taking down Reflection and Foxera.
It's all down to Foxera. I mean, he's in the wrong spawn. No, that's where they spawn, Foxera. That's not where you want to be.
Foxera's in a really good position right now because he can get the stomp on pretty much anyone, but that spike is gone. He's looking around right now. They're expecting him to come for obviously the attacker spawn area or any one side of the hemisphere. But Foxera right now is rotating around, looking to see what he can find and get away with. And that's gonna be Super Turbo looking away right at the wrong time.
He won't expect Super Turbo and Window though.
He's playing Metal Gear Solid right now, but Super Turbo found him out, and that's gonna be a 3K.
Wow. I mean, it looked like a completely different team there on defense. Just amazing. They've just expected all the pushes, they hit their shots, and they really shut down the B. And then it's just Foxera with, well, it's a 1v3 situation, and, you know, there's not a lot you can do in that other than hope that you get some 1v1 fights and that you get those one-taps. But wasn't expecting Super Turbo in that window. And it's the second round, so I think this one will pretty much be a wash towards Pat's Mahomies. And that'll help them get into a much better area for this half. Oh my goodness!
4K from Super Turbo. Bulldog,
man.
more like Bull something else. That was incredible work coming out from Super
Omen
Turbo.
just lets him walk by. This is terrible.
I mean, at that, oh no, XTK taking down Super Turbo, and that's gonna be Lone Star with the follow-up. Wow.
That was beautiful just to see the Omen go, I'll just let him walk by and find his little fire circle and, you know, kill him in that. That must have just been a little morale play there going, I want this kill, I want the humiliation.
Yikes. I mean, just yikes. That round, suddenly things on the fence are looking a lot better. Maybe this wasn't such an attacker-centric game as we thought it would be.
They're looking on the up and up here. I mean, they've been able to string together 2 rounds. It is a rifle round, though, for the attack, and the defense still bringing some of their light-buy weapons into this round. It could make things kind of hard, but, you know, we will see how that pans out for them.
Foxera looking for that opening frag inside garage right now, but Super Window's gonna find it. That's gonna be Reg taking down Rocky. And it looks like the garage push coming out right now. We saw a lot of success for Pat's Mahomies on attack, going C-side. Expicorn takes down Foxera. He finds the follow-up, but the follow-up only gonna lead to a little bit of damage. Reg taking out Expicorn, XTK taking down Panda, and Lone Star finishing off Deluxe. That's be XTK taking out Lone Star. Super Turbo taking out XTK. It's a 2v1 right now. If you're Super Turbo, you're iced out completely. A full rotate wouldn't be the worst option, but you'd be running down a lot of time for that defuse.
Well, they know where you are.
That's right. He's going to push up right now, looking around. He can't find anything. He's blinded out. Reflection takes down Super Turbo. I believe nope, the breach blinded him.
Yeah, he couldn't see a single thing. I mean, you just hear that little, you hear the breach cue and you just know there's nowhere to hide. You can't stare at the ground fast enough. So, well, that's going to be that. Now the defense, they're in a precarious situation here. Pretty much the map hangs on this. Hangs on this round. As, I mean, their economy's broken after that light buy second round up against rifles that just didn't pan out. And the attack, looks like they're actually going to be buying some comfort weapons here. Just some ghosts, 2 vandals. They know they won't be going up against too much.
Harvard still has a 5-point lead over Pat's Mahomies right now. It's just a matter of how this next round's going to go, like you said. Now, if this does go really well for Pat, we could see them really officially at this point have their staple back on Haven. But if they lose this round, they'll be 1 point away from match point for map number 1. And that's kind of a yikes situation. Right now looking for that
you never want to be in that situation, and especially just with sheriffs and marshals, or sheriffs and classics. You know, those aren't the ideal weapons.
It's definitely not ideal, especially when you really play to pretty much get kills at this point. The Phoenix takes down Reflection. The timing, indeed. Yeah, the wall's coming up. That is a big yikes, indeed. That was a really good shot.
He's going to want to go back and get that.
He will want to go back and get it. Hopefully he can once that wall goes down, or probably just break it. There's no one there to contest him.
Around, though.
You're absolutely right. 10 and 5 right now. It's gonna be a 4v5. Expicorn.
My goodness.
With a double kill. headshot leading into another kill on Foxera. That's going to be Rek taking out Expicorn, but isn't it going to be enough? The answer looks like it's going to be maybe. Rek with a 3K brings back the odds to their favor, but that's going to be, yeah, pretty good. Deluxe takes down Pat's Mahomies, and that is going to be another win under the belt. Again, a 6-point differential between the two teams.
Yeah, I don't think Sage actually had a rifle that round. I think I lied. Or maybe the rifle was underneath the wall. I don't know, but you know that can't feel good if you're the defense here, because now it's really all down to this. It's down to this rifle round. Your economy is up against the wall here. You only have 1,000 credits on Expicorn. You know, everyone else is buying down pretty much to 0. You know, they aren't willing to take out a second mortgage just yet, but.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, taking out a second mortgage, like you said, is the worst thing you really want to do right now, because you need to have as much economic advantage as you can. You want to get these good weapons to bring it back, even out the odds, because if you end up being this late in the game, 11-5, or being 5-11 with a ghost against the Vandal, you can already kiss this game goodbye.
Yeah, I think Foxera, just a very small and insignificant note here, I think he changed his crosshair halfway through this game.
Oh. I did not notice.
I think he did.
Not that it makes too much of a difference. This round, Lone Star takes down Foxera, Expicorn following up, taking down Reflection as well. It's a 2v5 right now. Panda Tank looking for a way to bring it back home. Expicorn holds down C-Site like a giant, like a titan. Takes down Deluxe. Cypher versus Cypher. XDK finds the shot onto Panda Tank. And that is going to be a possible follow-up. And, ooh, he does get a double kill on the Rocky, but Expicorn brings it home with a 3K.
That's exactly what they needed. They needed to keep 3 players alive, bring those guns into the next round, and, well, I mean, they'll have to be buying for each other in this round in order to get everyone up with rifles or even SMGs, and, you know, I mean, Harvard, they still have an economy to fall back on. I mean, it's not the prettiest of economies. They will be buying down pretty much to 0 here. We do see light shields for XTK. You know, he's a phantom. You want that, but gonna have to just opt for the light shields as opposed to heavy shields. And we're starting to see a little bit of a comeback. I'm not gonna call it just yet, but it's on the horizon.
I mean, as far as I'm aware of, Pat, as long as they still have 1 point away. Oh, but Super Turbo taking on Deluxe. Foxera takes down Super Turbo through a wall, no less. 4v4. Ult across the board right now, pretty much. And that's going to be Breach ult coming down from Rek. Almost going to follow up. XTK's looking around for anything he can, but that's going to be Reflection with the revive on Deluxe. 5v4 all of a sudden. The man count changes. Foxera takes down Expicorn. It's looking good for Harvard right now. They are bringing it back, making that man advantage much, much more disparaging. Lone Star, whoa! All of a sudden, never mind. 4K between the defenders, taking down the majority of Harvard's team. Deluxe, suddenly the last one alive. He was the one revived this round, too. Hopefully that revive doesn't go down in vain. At the very least, hold on to that up. Do something.
You have 40 seconds, though. I mean, if Pat's Mahomies are really feeling it, they could possibly chase and look to take this away. I don't think they will because, you know, they can't afford to give up these weapons. And, I mean, that Sage in the corner, they just weren't expecting her. And so she's able to pick up a 2K, I believe. And then just, you know, Ray's peeking up from behind those boxes, able to pick up 1 more. And they were all just clustered together on A long. And, well, they're more than happy to take those fights.
And we do see our first save of the evening. 18 rounds in. We see our first save, saving that op. Hopefully going to see maybe a much closer battle this time. We do have 11-7 between the two teams. Pat is doing a lot better on the defensive side than we saw on attack. I believe they only won 2 attack rounds.
No, they were able to get a third.
They were, yes. The last 2 rounds
right
of
at
the first
the end.
half.
But, I mean, if you look at the second half, they gave up 2 rounds, and that was really scary at that moment because it looked like, you know, the map could just end right then. But, I mean, they brought it back, stringing together 2 rounds in a row. Their economy, it's looking better. Still not looking amazing. Super Turbo, only 800 credits. Rocky, again, having to buy down to 0. And, you know, the economy, well, that's not there just yet. But the headshots and the rounds, they're starting to come in.
Oh, and I see what you mean by Foxera's new crosshair. It's actually really pretty looking. With that being said, though, prettiness isn't everything in this game. You need to make that push, but we're seeing an aggressive C push right now through Garage. That's going to be a little too much for Rocky, I believe, to hold on to in Garage. They're going to dial it back a little bit and wait for the Reyna and Cypher to start the initial onslaught. The Cyber Cage goes down. That's going to be Expicorn taking down XTK, and that's going to be Rekt taking down Panda Tank. Expicorn follows up on Rekt, and Reflection takes down Expicorn. Refrag City, ladies and gentlemen. Rocky takes down Foxera. And that is going to be a 2v3 all of a sudden. Super Turbo's looking around, trying to find a blind kill. Not going to find a whole lot. Gets the headshot on the Reflection. He pokes around. The running back is going to be taken down by the Cypher. Deluxe is the last one alive. He's waiting for that defuse.
Oh, no.
The defuse goes down, and that is going to be another save.
Again. But he's getting chased by Super Turbo. Oh, Super Turbo, take it away. Yes.
Not this time.
Oh, yes. I love that. I love that aggression from Super Turbo. I mean, he just knew. He knew he needed to take that away because, look, they don't have enough money. Even if they wanted to, they wouldn't really be able to buy it. I mean, Deluxe could spend every single cent he has on an operator, but that's not a good investment there. You know, that's bad banking right there if you just spend everything you have on one single gun that could be removed in a single fight. And it will just be a light buy.
Well, I think that's pretty much the story of Pat's Mahomies versus Harvard so far, is winning that last fight. You know, each fight for Pat can be their last right now, and that's going to be Foxera looking for that first kill, not finding it on Lone Star. Lone Star doing a really good job dodging around the projectiles from Foxera.
Giving himself some more space there to work with.
Absolutely. Super Turbo finds one, but unfortunately not able to find two. Reflection takes down Super Turbo, and that is going to be the showstopper. Not connecting, it seems. Panda takes down Deluxe, and XTK goes down. Rocky takes down Reflection. Another defuse. Suddenly, what seemed like a stomp in the beginning is becoming the stompy. 11-9.
This is looking better and better. Pat's Mahomies really just turning up the heat here on Harvard. I was expecting Harvard to run away with this first map, at least from what the first half looked like. What, 9-1? That's something, you know, I don't think we've seen that yet in the promo gaming, but I mean, Pat's Mahomies are just putting everything together, putting 2 and 2 together to make, well, quite the comeback here. 4 rounds in a row now for them. And
almost a literal showstopper right now.
Yeah, and we see the operator onto the jet. You know, Foxera gonna pick that one up.
Foxera,
that will pan out.
From across, sniper scope kill on the Super Turbo. Super being down immediately is going to be really painful for the defenders. And the Omen already, that's going to be complete A control, and the spike's going to go down momentarily. If you're the defenders right now, you're freaking out. You lost Super Turbo, and, well, Super Turbo hasn't really been showing up this game, but you lost a lot of frag potential. Lone Star's looking around, he takes down XTK, Heaven Control is back. Heaven Control's more than back, it's double back. You have Reyna up there as well with the op. That's being taken out Foxera. Reflection suddenly is in a really bad spot. They have the option to pick up the op, but is that going to be enough? The revive instead is better than an op. You have an op and a body left alive, and that's going to be Expicorn taking down Deluxe. Reflection takes down Expicorn, and that's going to be Rocky taking on Rekt and Lone Star, following up onto Foxera.
They're just going to stick it. They can wall it off. They don't have to take these fights. And wow. They don't even need to wall it off. Just the attackers there, a little bit of a blunder in the post plant. I mean, XTK, it was all downhill after he lost that Heaven fight. You know, he was a little busy, you know, prepping his smokes and putting out his paranoias, and you know, he ends up losing that fight in Heaven, and that just really gives the defense, you know, all the space in the world to take that back. And now with the double op setup, I mean, Panda Tank and Rocky. Panda Tank especially just hasn't been missing shots. Rocky, I haven't really seen him on the operator so far, or if he has been, I've just been missing it. But, you know...
No, you're right. Rocky has been mostly playing the Phantom so far, hiding inside Garage, but if you're gonna play Foxera, ooh, maybe they should be on the op more often, because it's showing up pretty well. Foxera, once again, usually the most commonly first picked agent on the Harvard side, going down again. Deluxe with the follow-up onto Rocky, and now you have C-Site under a lot of heavy contestation. If you rotate out of Garage, it's with Super Turbo matched up with you in Big Window. The entire Harvard team is stuck. They are effectively stuck on one.
But does it matter if they win these fights? Well, okay. Well, I take that back. They aren't winning these fights. Expicorn putting together a 3K there with the help from the Panda. what's his name? The Panda tank. There we go. I forgot about the tank. But yeah, I mean, what a first pick from Rocky there. I don't think he's going to be going for the operator once again, but if you look at their economy, I mean, they're just doing so well for themselves. I mean, we're nearly at max money for the defenders here, and the attackers, I mean, it's a complete reverse at this point. Look at Harvard's economy. They're buying down to 0. They don't have anything left in the tank. If they lose this, it's going to be it'll be match point, and they'll be on a terrible buy.
I do want to mention again, I mentioned earlier that Super Turbo hasn't been really showing up, and look at that. He got his 20th kill this round. When I last saw his stats, he was 3 and 9. Suddenly now he's 20 kills and I believe maybe 11 or 12 deaths. It's pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just want to highlight Rek here. He's almost dropping a 25 bomb here. Like, he's almost dropping, for those of you who played Call of Duty, he's almost dropping a nuke.
Oh man, I would love to see a Moab come down right now, and suddenly Rocky trying to get their own Moab, takes down ATK, Showstopper, their own personal Moab, with a double kill on the reflection. There's still one more around. Rocky needs to find it. Neural Theft comes out. That is going to be Expicorn. Oh, Deluxe finding Rocky. Deluxe gets away just in time, but it's not going to be enough. Number 22, 21, Super Turbo takes down Deluxe, and suddenly what was looking like a stomp for Pat's Mahomies is turning into a victorious lead.
And like I said earlier, look at the economy. XTK, he has $2,900. That's all he has.
More money than I have, Coco.
Heavy armor, then he only gets, you know, maybe a Spectre. And that's not what you want, especially when you're up against match point. I mean, if Harvard are able to get this round, we're going to sudden death, and Pat's Mahomies, they're looking better and better as this map, you know, keeps on going.
It is looking really good right now. Fox Era, again, going for their ult. We have not seen a lot of success on Fox Era's ult so far.
Crosshair.
True, no, this is post-new Crosshair, too.
No, he has a new Crosshair as well. He has
a
third one.
Oh, how many Crosshairs do you have? Do you have it saved in, like a text folder? Probably word.exe for him. Super Turbo, though, finding initial shots onto Reflection. Not going to succeed a lot, though. Going to be dialing it back. XTK trying to find a little bit of action right now. But again, Fox Era playing a little too passive with these knives, I think.
It's a new Crosshair. I'm sorry.
It is a new Crosshair. We've seen a lot of different Crosshairs from Foxy. I don't know why.
It's so unimportant.
It's such a detriment, I think, too, because you have to keep adjusting to it. Panda takes down Reflection. That's going to be a huge contest on C-Long. Not going to focus on too much. The Omen Orb does come out. Gonna be tripwired, though, and that's going to get the double kill there.
Oh, no.
Takes down Fox Era. Triple kill.
What a way.
Deluxe.
What a way to go. It's only Rek, the man who's been dropping just so many frags here with the ultimate and it all to do, and well, it's a flawless round. What a reverse sweep coming out from Pat's Mahomies. I was becoming a doubter, but I mean, they've just crushed every bit of doubt I had.
From the beginning, we had seen the first half of Pat's Mahomies versus Harvard University.